Quinta Brunson made a name for herself with her hysterical viral videos, racking up hundreds of millions of views. And now she's getting a new kind of page view with her debut book, She Means Well. And Quinta joins me now. Hi, Quinta. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so is this your first book?
This is my first book.
How's it feel?
It feels really, really great. The moment I actually opened up the real official book, like the box that held the real books,
Yeah.
that was like an overwhelming experience. Like that was seeing work you've done for 3 years put into this like nice solid looking thing was such a beautiful moment. So at this point, I'm very happy after 3 years of a lot of work on this book.
Yeah. So now that you're an author, are there more books? Are you like, okay, my next book will be, are you ready to get working on it? Or are you just like, okay, that was a lot.
I think people have compared this experience to having a baby.
Yes.
And I think I would imagine after you have a baby, you're not like, I'm ready to do that again. Let's go around the corner again. You want some time to recover. So I'm not necessarily thinking about doing another one already. There are thoughts where I'm like, man, that's something I would like to write about, some topics, some ideas. But that was the hardest thing I've ever done. I've done a lot of hard things, and writing a book is the hardest thing I've ever done.
I would imagine. I have not done it yet, but I hear from my friends that it is hard.
It's just not easy. And I don't even think there's a way to prepare for how hard of a process it really is,
Yeah. Well, when you are a creative, particularly in entertainment, I think that through your work, no matter what you do, there's a way of just kind of expressing yourself and kind of giving bits of who you are with that. But a book with something like this, you're really talking a lot about your life. For example, the evolution of your relationship with your mother. Was that strange for you, given that you've been sharing bits of yourself for years?
It was. And it was really because I had to dig into this relationship with my mom, that while you're living your life, you may never really interrogate your relationships, especially with the people closest to you, like your mother or your father. But in writing that chapter, I had to call my mom and ask her about what she was okay with me sharing. And that led to more personal conversations with my mother than I'd ever had in my life about her background, our relationship growing up, as I was growing up, and as she was growing up too, because humans don't stop growing, which is what that chapter is a lot about, like the continual growth of us and our mothers together, but also as individuals. And I guess I would say it was strange because if it weren't for this book, I'm not sure I would have had conversations like that with my mom. And I feel now grateful to have been able to talk with my mother about what it's like for her to be a woman and not just my mom.
Yeah, that's something, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, you are just such a funny person. And of course, there are laugh out loud moments, many, in this book. But what else do you hope people get from, reading this and experiencing your story?
Yeah, I mean, while I guarantee laughter from this book, I wanted people to know about my background, where someone like me came from. Philadelphia, just a regular family in the inner city of Philadelphia. And I want them to learn about my experience navigating this industry in the kind of career in comedy I wanted, despite where I came from.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope people take away that it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. You don't have to think in a box, no matter who you are. And besides that, I feel like comedians often have their humanity kind of stripped from them in a way. You're expected to be funny all the time.
Yeah.
And I really made it a point in this book to say my entire life is not funny. There are things in my life that were very traumatic, things in my life that the average person deals with. And those things aren't not a part of my life because comedy is my main career. They're very much part of my life. The real life scenarios, I just translate them into comedy, hopefully for TV and film. But I wanted people to know that there's always more to us, to people who are in the comedic field. That's our work, but we're real life living human beings. And, we're navigating the same issues everyone else is.
That's gotta be annoying though, for people to know you mostly for comedy and expect for you to be funny all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And some people are really good at it, but I made a decision a long time ago. I was never going to be funny if I wasn't feeling funny. I'm a person first. That's my work. And I think that's what I try to focus on in this book. The book is a lot about evolution, right? And like evolving. And that had to do also with me evolving into what kind of person I would be. I'm a human. I want to live my human life. And then, I evolved from my career being everything to my career being a side to my family and friend life.
Yeah. I'm glad that you shared so much about your dancing history, because when I saw there was a moment on the Black Lady sketch show where I get that name wrong every time, but when you had like this dance, oh, did I? Okay, great. When you had this dancing moment, you were just like dancing and dancing and dancing and dancing, and everybody left and your character was still dancing. I was like, wow. She is such an amazing dancer. Was there ever a moment where you were like, you know what? I know your mom wanted you to be a teacher and your parents kind of wanted you to not go into something so creative, but was there ever a moment where you thought like dance could be the thing for me?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that I thought coming out of high school, I thought, I could go to school for dance, that could be my major in college. And then as the time approached, like college time approached, I looked at my dance teachers, and a lot of them were, struggling financially, were feeling like they were getting old, even though they were like 25.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want that to be my path. But that's no shade to the people who do it. I know amazing professional dancers, and they're incredibly happy, talented people. Some of them are on Broadway. Some of them are now currently Rockettes. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? But that I learned that wasn't for me. My mother was a professional dancer for a lot of her life. And so even talking with her about that pursuit, as much as she would have loved me to become a professional dancer, she was also like, I know you and you don't like struggling. And so I was like, I don't. And if I have to struggle, it's not going to be for dance, So it was a decision I made to veer away from that and go into more, studying communications and media in school and college.
Yeah. Now, some people might think that you kind of avoid the struggle in the entertainment industry. Not me, but some people might say that because, you kind of got the whole viral thing early on, right? With the girl who's never been on a nice date. At that time, what was it like watching it take off compared to things going viral now? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, what's interesting is back then, my videos had gone viral on Instagram before. It was as soon as Instagram had gotten video had just become a part of Instagram's platform. So going viral on Instagram wasn't even really a thing yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's very much being on the ground floor of a new version of digital media. Before there had been YouTube, but that was kind of the brink of the sharing digital age, which now gives us Instagram and like TikTok, and then Vine kind of was born, at that time too.
Yeah.
So it was different then than I would say now is, there was no blueprint. There was no way to monetize, what I was doing. There was no way to know that it would, bring a lot. It just felt like something to take, capitalize on and use what I was getting at the moment to turn into the career you see before you now.
Yeah. Well, the title of the book is She Means Well, which seems like the perfect title, but why was it the perfect title? Why did you choose that?
You know what, when we came up with the title, I was thinking about different titles, and She Means Well was probably the first one I thought of. I wanted something that was cute and fun, but also said a lot about, me, which
Yeah.
was like only a title that I could attribute to myself. And I ran it past the publisher, and they were completely on board. And the deeper meaning to it is, memes are these defining moments in TV or film, or moments we make up that we share to other people. And that's a lot of what my book is about, defining moments in my life that I'm now sharing with other people. And a big theme of the book, like I said before, is evolution. And that's what memes do. Every time you share a meme and put a new caption on it or whatever, it's an evolution of a piece of media. And so it just felt like She Means Well did everything I wanted this to do. And it was the perfect title. There was not even a question after that.
Yeah, it is perfect. It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the fact that we'll be seeing you soon in your show, Abbott Elementary.
Yes.
Set it up for us. I know you're excited about this.
I'm over the moon. So Abbott Elementary is a workplace comedy about teachers in Philadelphia, in a Philadelphia public school.
Wow.
Um, that is pretty much it in a nutshell. Now, within that, we're going to get to have so much fun and so much comedy. It's based on my mom, who was a public school teacher in Philadelphia. I pitched the show around her. And what's fun is like Cheryl Lee Ralph will be playing my mom's character in the
Oh,
show.
I love her.
Yeah. At its root, it's just a workplace comedy. But because
Yeah.
of the land and layout we have, we will get to, of course, talk about things like what it's like to be in an underfunded public school,
Yeah.
what it's like to not have resources from your city and from the country. And like my ultimate goal is to really put a spotlight on what it is these teachers do from day to day, because
Yeah.
I'm not sure people really know what teachers do in these schools. We got a taste of it during the pandemic when people had to watch their own child for,
Yes.
for a little bit. But still, watching my mom wrangle 30, 6-year-olds every single day for 40 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I consider her a superhero. And I started to want other people to see what I see in teachers, which is, that they're the strongest, most capable, most heroic people we have in our society. And that's what the show was born out of. But ultimately, I'm just guaranteeing a workplace comedy full of laughs. That's my goal.
I love it. Personally, I hope that there are some Philly specific things. I was born in Philly, but my mother, who is also a retired teacher, was born and raised, grew up on 17th and York. And when I tell you, I spent so many summers in Philly. So I cannot wait. And so I have so many relatives there. I mean, I go there every
my God. I know, I love that. This show is for your mom. It's for you. It's for, yes. I love that. Sorry, now I'm getting too hyped. I didn't know you were born and raised in Philly. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I was born there on the Navy base, but I was raised in Georgia. My mother was born and raised there. Went to Gratz High School. I mean, let me tell you, my mother, she'll be like, but I have so much family there. They'll love it for so many reasons, but especially that.
She's gonna love this show. And what's cool about it is it is specific to Philly, right? Once you'll see it. I based it very much on the public school I went to, which was called Harrity Elementary School. And it is completely the Philly experience. My mom even got to see it and she's like, Jesus Christ, like, and especially because it's in mockumentary style, she was like, this is just a documentary. It's not even mockumentary. But what's interesting about the public school system in America is anybody in any inner city who either went to or worked at a public school will be able to say that was my school too. Even though it's specific to Philly, it really encompasses what it's like to be in a public school in any inner city in America. And so I just think that, my hope is that people see themselves in this, but that I just want them to laugh. That's it. Like, I have no other like aspirations. They're like, do you plan on changing? No, I just want a workplace comedy about public school teachers because they're the best people.
They absolutely are. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Will we see any, whether you let us know or not, any moments from your real life school days like incorporated into these stories?
So probably, but you know, a lot of it will be my mom's stories.
Okay.
And you know, a lot of the pilot episode is based on just a couple of stories my mom told me that I was like, you know, that's hilarious. Sorry, mom, that's hilarious. And she's
Yeah.
like, no, it is. It's funny, you know, it's hilarious. It is funny. And then I'm going to be consulting with current real life teachers because my mom is retired,
Yeah.
but I'm going to be talking with younger teachers who like I went to college with who are now teaching in public schools across the country.
Mm.
So I want this show to be based on the real life experience. And of course, it's a comedy, so it'll be a little bit heightened. But what's funny about the public school system is you only have to heighten, but so much. A lot of the stuff
Come on.
is happening in, you know, I mean, I would say in our pilot, I didn't even have to heighten much.
Yeah.
That's what's funny about it. But, you know, I'm really focused on getting the experience of what it's like to be a teacher right now, too, because
Yeah.
post pandemic, you know, I feel like a lot has changed for these teachers, and some of them may have more on their plate than they had before.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah.
Ah, well, brilliant. I mean, I'm excited about everything. I want to let everybody know that Quinta's book, She Means Well, is out everywhere right
I
now. Thank you. Oh, there it is. I love it. And congrats on everything.
Thank you so much. And I can't wait for you and your Philly family to see the show. I'm
Let
pumped.
me tell you, I'm gonna tell, I didn't know this was gonna be like really have that taste of Philly in it. They're gonna be all like,
Oh my God. I
I
can't
mean,
wait.
I will too, because like I spent so much time there, because that's where I went
Yeah.
to like vacation Bible school and all that stuff
Yeah.
in the summer. Don't get me started. But yeah, I have a lot of love
Love
for
it.
Philly, but lots of relatives. So it's a brilliant idea. Brilliant, brilliant.
I love it. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Okay, be well. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.